Shaw once said at a cocktail party, he was at a cocktail party, and there was this young lady who was very much in love with him, and she was a bit of a socialite. And she came up to him and said, "George, would you sleep with me?" And he said, "Well, certainly, madam." He said, "Would you sleep with me?" She said, "Certainly, George." He said, "For 25 guineas?" She said, "Certainly, George." He said, "What about 2 shillings and 6 pennies?" She said, "What do you think I am, George?" He said, "Madam, what you are has already been established. We're simply haggling about the price." And I think that's true. I think that's true of a lot of ladies in life.
Yes.
And can we talk now a bit about the people that you've worked with in the film industry? Because you've had a reputation throughout your career of occasionally not getting on, to put it mildly, with some of the people you've worked with.
Putting it very mildly.
Yeah, very mildly. In fact, the first reported thing that I found of this was Brando, wasn't it, in Mutiny on the Bounty, where you didn't seem to get on at all, did you?
Well, no, I didn't get on. And the thing is that Brando and he was a star of the movie, and really my first starring part was it came before I did Sporting Life. The only thing that kind of worried me about him was that he didn't turn up. I tell you something interesting, how actors, for instance, in all this business about talking about Marlon, I think he's a fantastic actor.
Yes, well,
I think he's probably one of the greatest actors of all time. His facility was so powerful. He had all the facilities of almost everything, probably except comedy. I don't think he was a good comic. He tried comedy. But everything else, he had a marvelous facility. But how he developed things is extraordinary. How actors develop style is very interesting. And Marlon's style, of developing style of acting, it's very interesting for those who are interested really in movies. Marlon developed a style of acting because, in some strange way, he either didn't want to because of his method upbringing, everything should be real, his lines, or else he actually couldn't remember. But he couldn't remember lines. Now, whether it was because he didn't want to or he couldn't. So what he would do is he'd do a scene with you, and he'd have, that's the camera there, say here, and he would have beside the camera a big board, and the lines would be on the board, you see. And that's how he developed that terrific look, that great Brandonian look, as he's talking to you in a scene, and suddenly he will do this. Right? That's because he's looking at the lines. He's reading the lines. I remember once. It's true. I promise. And I would have thought that one time, when he was remember doing Julius Caesar? This probably happened, because there's one marvelous part in Julius Caesar where this happens, and he's there, and he's standing up, and he's toga, and he's doing, he says, "Almighty Caesar, dost thou lie so low? Art all thy glories, triumphs, spoils, shrunk to this little measure? Now I know as sure as hell Shakespeare never wrote that. Right? So then it happens, and he goes, and then you'll see it happening. I know not, gentlemen, what you intend to. He's reading it out.